you've spent a lot of time bouncing.
Yep.
So you get a good amount of practice dealing with different types of aggression, different types of situations. And I'd like to ask you, as a bouncer, two things. So number one, if you diffused situations successfully or were able to de-escalate them, were there any particular approaches or things you would say that seemed to work for that? If you were training a week-long course for bouncers, right? The de-escalation moves or expressions or questions or whatever that you might use. And then when it really just escalates and you need to take care of somebody, but you don't want to break your hand or maybe get sued or whatever it might be, what do you do? So if you could just answer those two, that would be great.
First of all, it's taking the two people who it starts with, take them to the side. Don't put it in the gym. Walk outside with them. Do something that they feel more comfortable and not with everybody there. Like, for instance, when I would be, they really wanted me as a bouncer. Why? Because I could fight? No, that was not the real reason. The reason was, came in handy. I'm really good with people. From the 10 situations, 9 times we don't fight because I talk about it. It's always. And the only thing what I would always use, break down the situation, why they got into a fight. And you're going to find out it's always stupid. Like, oh my God, he was looking at my wife. I go, he was looking at your wife. Yeah. Did he talk to her? No. Did he touch her? No. Did he say derogatory things at her? Did he make faces to her? No. Did he do something against you to make you mad? No, he didn't do that. I go, that's a compliment, dude. I mean, that means your wife is a good-looking wife. He didn't overstep. He didn't do anything. He didn't touch her. And he started looking. And I go like, yeah. I go, come, you come here. And then I would call the other guy. I say, did you say something bad? He says, no. I was just looking at his wife, and he got really angry, And then they start seeing, this is stupid because that's alcohol. Alcohol, once that's involved, you make stupid mistakes. And once they say, okay, shake hands. You guys want a drink? And I will give him a beer. And the fight was solved. So simply breaking it down, but in a nice and calm way. This is very important because the screamers, it will never work. You get them on their toes. No fighting stance, no nothing. Hands down. And once you talk to a person, always make sure you look at their hands. This is the first thing I always tell people. If they put their hands in the pocket or whatever, always expect something. It's better to be a little bit on your toes there. Maybe get a handkerchief out. It doesn't matter. But always look what they have in their hands. And as soon as they don't have anything in their hands, just take them outside. Break the situation down. And they're going to find out it's stupidity what they're doing. And then the fight is going to be off. There's not going to be a fight. Now, if there is a fight, and it depends where it is. If it's in a bar, like I put my back against the wall. If there's a corner, I'm with my back in the corner because nobody can attack me from the sides now. I got my perfect view. It's going to be very hard to sneak up behind me. You see, so if you have a wall, great. If you don't have a wall, but a corner, even better. Go into the corner. But it depends again on the situation. What's nice, get present and you need to get out. Maybe you don't want to be in the corner. You want to go to the exit and you want to get the heck out of there. Don't fight if they have a knife. Don't let your ego control yourself. You might die. I mean, people do things for no freaking reason, just simply watch out. But that would be the greatest thing. If somebody pulls a knife, that's the street fighting DVD that I made a long time ago, the crazy one, grab a bar stool, get something that you can separate him from. You need something in between. It's very hard if I just hold the bar stool in between for him to come closer. It's also very important. Then that if the fight goes outside, now it's my domain because now I got space. And once there's space, if you start hitting me, I won't even let you hit me. And most of the time, that is enough. People got to go, shit, if I cannot even hit him, because then I'll talk to them. I said, good, I could have hit you already. I could have hit you again. All right, I hit one time in front of his face. You want me to really do this now? Let's stop, dude. I don't want to fight. If you say it, I don't want to fight, act like you're a little bit afraid. They know you're not. But you're to the audience, because most of the time it's egos as well, right? If I say, I'm going to kick your ass, now it's an ego thing. He wants to prove himself in front of everybody who's watching. No, just de-escalate by saying, dude, I don't want to fight. It's so stupid to fight. I could have hit you here already. And 9 out of 10 times again, they realize that you're the guy with the skill and they're the guys with no skill. Now, sometimes when it's absolutely not avoidable anymore, then you're going to have to go fast, and especially if there's a weapon involved. Thankfully, I didn't have those situations many times because that's a very bad situation. A knife, for instance, is a really bad, almost worse than a gun. Like a gun in front of me, I'd rather have that. Like when you stand in my arm's reach, I'd rather have that than when you have a knife. A knife is much more dangerous, can cut from every side, especially if it's double-bladed. Very dangerous. Gun, once you control the gun and the barrel and you just go with it and you make sure that you don't put yourself in the line of fire, then everything is okay. Oh, and by the way, gun defense is also make sure that a loved one doesn't stand on the side, because if he pulls the trigger, that person is going to go. So you have to situational awareness. That's all stuff that you need to know. And then it's basic stuff, like I said. If it's without a weapon, if they're standing with the left leg front, they're orthodox. That means the right hand is going to come. Nobody's going to throw a hook on the street. Everybody's angry. Everybody loads up their punch because they're angry. You see, so all these things are easy. People have no clue how easy it is for a professional fighter. It's like me challenging a professional basketball player to shoot some hoops. Who you think is going to win, right? I mean, come on. We do this every day, single day, 2-3 times a day. You're not going to win. It's not going to happen. Yeah, if you maybe from the back hit us, but otherwise it's simply not going to work. And if you can bring that over to them and they realize that, and with on top saying, I don't want to fight, always say you don't want to fight, because that makes them feel good, that it's not a threat. Most of the times they stop. And otherwise it's the cross counter. A cross comes, they always hit in an angle. So that means they always come from the side. So the only thing you have to do is literally move backwards, because then the punch already is going to miss you. And there's your counter. It's a very simple counter, either a cross or if it's an elbow. It depends how close he is. But if you learn distance, and that's the first thing we focus on your stance and on distance, because distance is everything. Because if a person stands here, this punch is not very powerful. It's better to go an uppercut, a hook, or an elbow on this distance.
Just for people who are listening, right? If somebody is a few inches from your chest or like within a foot of your chest.
Yes. What I say in seminars, the longer a strike travels, the more power it has. The more time it has to pick up speed and power. And I always use an example with a bow and arrow. And I grab a person in the room, and I grab a bow and arrow. I act like I have a bow and arrow. I say, I put my hand against his chest. If I let this arrow go, it's going to go in this deep. But if I step back 3 steps, it's going to go straight through him. Now I gave it space. And now it had time to develop speed. You see, so that's also, like if people hit me on close distance, I bring my head closer to their punches. Here it hurts, but if I bring my head to the hand, he cannot load up anymore. You see, I'm cutting off the distance. And these little things are not going to do anything. But if I move away, then he's got reach in order to hit me hard. So distance is everything. And especially when you're backing up and somebody comes at you, if he comes with aggressive power and you make the defense, but his face is here, you see, now a punch is not good. You have to change it to an elbow. So that's why it's always good to have some classes with people who break it down like this. Just a few techniques. It's not that difficult to knock somebody out. But make sure that you don't have too many techniques, just a few techniques, and know them very well. And you're going to be okay.